Today is 10th January 1992. We will continue our Dhamma talk. Yesterday I explained you how a meditator can experience the causal relation of a mental and physical phenomena when the concentration is deep enough. Unless you have attained purity of mind, you are not able to realize any mental or physical phenomena. Only you have attained purification of mind to a certain extent. You begin to realize really mental phenomena and their true nature. Today I want to repeat how a meditator experience the mental and physical phenomena and their specific characteristics and general characteristics. I'll lay stress on specific characteristics and also how they have analytical knowledge of nama and rupa, mental and physical phenomena. As a preparation for rightly understanding of the cause, the law of a cause and effect in this field of meditative experience. So, what you should remember is that none of the meditators can realize any mental or physical phenomena if he hasn't attained purification of a mind, that is, if he hasn't attained some degree of a deep concentration. When he hasn't deep concentration, he can't realize any mental or physical phenomena as they really are, even though he trying to realize it. So what you need is purification of mind, purity of a mind. That's a some degree of deconcentration. Your mind is well concentrated on any mental process or physical process which is observed, say for about 10 minutes continuously without a break, then you can purify your mind for about 10 minutes. Within this 10 minutes, your insight that arises together with the concentration becomes penetrating to a certain extent that it's enough for you to realize any mental process or physical process which is observed. So, to attain the concentration deep enough to realize embodiment process, you need continuous and constant mindfulness for a certain period of time, at least an hour or 2 hours. Better to have it for the whole day. Could you have a continuity of mindfulness for the whole day? Yes. You can't now. You can't now. But later on, when your mindfulness becomes gradually clearer, sharper, and more powerful, then concentration becomes deeper. Then you need not to put any effort and you are noting and you are practicing so that you can make mindfulness continuous for the whole day. See, after 1 month's retreat, 1 month's meditation. After 1 month's meditation, you need not put any effort and you practice to have a continuity of mindfulness for the whole day. I am sure. But you must try your best from now on. Then you will have it. Then what you need is to make some more effort in your practice so that you are aware of all daily activity or master all daily activities as much as possible, slowing down all actions and movements. But in sitting meditation and the walking meditation, you are striving to have a continuity of a mindfulness for the whole sitting and the whole walking. But there may be some thoughts, not very often, occasionally. These thoughts will be overcome by noting it attentively, energetically. Then your mindfulness becomes clear, sharp, and powerful. Then concentration becomes deep enough to cause the insight knowledge arise. So, when your insight or experiential knowledge becomes sharp and penetrating, first of all, you know when you are noting, observing, say, some of our trivial thoughts, small thoughts, which is arising at the moment, thinking. You have becomes less thoughts gradually because your concentration becomes better. When your concentration is not better and deeper, then thoughts are not less, but much more. Thoughts you find there. When you become less thoughts, it means your concentration becomes better and deeper. Then when you note thinking, wondering, and then you come to realize thinking mind is one process. Then the mind that notes it is another process. The dual process of mental phenomena arising in the person way, but you are not yet realize the person way of the thought until the thinking mind has disappeared. Actually, the thought process is not a single process. The thought process consists of a series of moments of thoughts which are rising and passing with one after another. But you are not yet realize it as a series of thought process which is arising and passing away. Later on, when your concentration is deep enough, you will be able to realize it also. But just now, at this stage of experiential knowledge, what you know is there's a thinking process. When you note thinking, then there's the noting process. There are two separate processes of mentality you find there. But in the beginning of the practice, you do not differentiate between the two processes of mental phenomena. You think, I'm in thinking, I'm in noting. My mind is thinking, I'm in noting, thinking. When you begin to note the thinking process, the noting should be attentive and energetic, somewhat quick. Here, I may explain to you how a meditator realizes the thought process when he notes the thinking mind. Then here, by the way, I want to tell you one, here's one thing. Two of the meditators here asked me in this way, why there are many prominent mental process and physical processes to note, why do you teach us to note only rise and fall of the deep domain? That's their question. Is the question right? No. But two of the meditators have put that question to me. One meditator put it about 1 week back. The other meditator put it this morning. Though I explained the other meditation, the other mental states and physical states, and also how they really, how they experience it, then they put this question: why? Yes, they do not grasp the principle and the technique of meditation. But they have some experience, some good experience here, and they are meditative practice. Good experience. Even though they have good experience, they do not understand the theory and the technique of this meditation. I very often said, principle of Vipassana meditation is to realize whatever arises, to be mindful of whatever arises in our body and mind as it really occurs. Have you heard of this? Yes, you have heard. Then I asked them, I very often mention this principle. Have you heard of it? They said, we have heard. So it's very difficult to put one to correct path, the right path. But they have some experience. Even though they ask this question, they are noting mental states, emotional states. One of the meditators dealt with the emotional states, which is very strong, so he feel he was met because he feel very strong tense and tight in his body because of too much effort. Yes. Then here I'll tell you, today also my talk will be 30 minutes because because yesterday one side of the cassette recorded the 30 minutes talk. Today another side, B side of the cassette will record. So both sides will fully regarded the talk. Then you will be happy with it because you have much more time to spend on meditation. Then here I want to point out one thing very clearly. When you know thinking, that you know there's a thinking process, and there's the mind that notes it, or noting process. At the same moment, we think. The two processes are going on at the same moment. There's a thinking mind, then there's the mind that notes it. Considering this concept of the two processes arising at the same moment, then the mental states or consciousness can arise, two consciousness can arise at the same moment. Because we do not realize the arising and passing away of every moment of a consciousness one after another, so we take it. Actually, none of our mental states or consciousness arise at the same moment. Any two of a mental states of consciousness do not arise at the same moment. So when the thinking process is arising, then noting process doesn't arise. Only a moment of thought arises and then passes with them, the noting mind, a moment of a noting mind arises and then passes with. Then after it, the thinking process, a moment of a thought arises and then passes with. Then after it, the noting mind, a moment of a noting mind process arises and passes with. In this way, the two processes of a thinking mind and noting mind arising and passing away, alternately, very, very swiftly. The Lord Buddha said, there is no simile for the swiftness of arising and passing away of the consciousness. The Buddha said. So, in the commentary to Pali text it said, in a blink of an eye, there are not many. Yes, there are many thousands of consciousness has risen and passed away in a blink of eye. It means that the arising and passing away of a moment of a consciousness is too swift to compare with anything. So the Buddha said there is no simile for the swiftness of rising and passing away of the consciousness. That's why a moment of a thought moment arises and passes with, then the noting mind arises and passes with. In this way, when the dual process of a noting mind and thinking mind arising and passing away very, very swiftly, alternately, so we think there are two processes of mental and physical phenomena arising at the same time, at the same moment. Then, for example, say you are happy with the meditative experience because the concentration is good, insight also cleared and sharpening, experiencing some new things and sitting as well as in walking. So happiness arises. There, the happy state of mind arising in personal way, the process of happiness rising in personal way, but actually you do not realize this arising in personal way of happiness. What you are feeling is just happy, that's all. But actually, the process of happiness arises one after another. You do not know it. Then, one of a meditator rises from the seat and walk by you, near you. Then the floors sound makes a cracking sound. Your concentration, what is that? Breaks. The concentration breaks, then that happiness becomes weak and then it has disappeared. Then what arises? The anger arises. But the anger arises immediately after the happiness has disappeared, the anger arises. Sometimes you do not think happiness has disappeared. You think anger arises while you are feeling happy. Actually, happiness has disappeared. Then the anger arises. Unless happiness disappears, the anger can't arise. So, there you see, immediately after disappearance of happiness, then the anger arises. Then again, you note anger. That anger has disappeared because your concentration is good enough, even though it's broken momentarily. Then you note anger, then anger has disappeared. Then again you can retain your concentration, deep concentration. Then you feel good and happy. Then happiness comes again. Then here it's evident that happiness is not permanent. Is it right? Yes, if happiness is permanent, when you have practiced about 10 days, you feel your concentration is good. Every meditator's concentration was good in some cases at some moments. And if the happiness is permanent, then you won't feel aversion, you won't feel aversion, you won't have anger, you won't have disappointment, you don't want to go back home. If the happiness permanent, because you are always happy here. Then is happiness permanent or impermanent? Permanent or impermanent?